My bonus son just came home. Luckily nothing out he could see that was his. So the next question that I get is about my hair. So I've been getting this brand of extension and this type of extension since I think November 2019. I think it was after the twins were born, right before I moved home. So I'm gonna guess it was around November 2019. And I think I did a YouTube video on them. I'm still getting the same kind of extension. And they are the beaded rose with the hand-tied wefts. I've used a couple different brands, but I always go back to Jay-Z Styles. I've been using Jay-Z Styles since the beginning, back in 2019. And it's funny because she is a cast member now on The Secret Life of Mormon Wives. And that's why I wanted to watch the show, so I could see her on it. Because I just have the best luck with her hair. I switched over to Bombshell a couple times and I just wasn't as happy with it. And the price was astronomical compared to hers, so I ended up going back to hers. And my natural hair is long. So this is a piece of my real hair next to my extensions. So you can see there's not much of a length difference. The main thing with these, I use them for thickening a lot and I just find that styling my hair, I like it the way it looks better when it's thicker. So I do save quite a bit of money not having to buy, you know, tons of packs to add the length. I can just add one row and get that thickness that I want. I've used every kind of extension and these are the best that I've used. But I will say I've heard with people with super fine hair, when they use these extensions and keep them in for a long time, it actually thins out their hair quite a bit. I've never had that issue. But I know people who have had the issue, so I just want to be transparent that I would ask your stylist about it because they would know if you're a good candidate for this kind of hair. Okay, side note, this is my best friend's birthday present. So I bought this sweatsuit. It's like a crop. It's not severely cropped, it's like a little bit cropped. And it's honestly the warmest, most comfortable thing I think that I own in my closet. And it started my kind of obsession with just buying sweatsuits that I could lounge around in, go to Target in. Because if I'm not working, I'm home. It's rare that I'm out in the streets. And if I'm out at Target, I'm usually in drive up. But sometimes I like to get out and walk around the aisles, especially at Christmas time. So I found this sweatsuit on Amazon. And it's a black. It's not the same brand as this. This sweatsuit was very pricey from a boutique here in town, and I'm like, there has to be a cheaper version on Amazon. And then I found this one. If you guys like sweatsuits, I will link this one specifically. I think it was like 30 bucks, like total. And it's just a plain black with cuff sleeves. If you've been around for a while, you know that I love cuff sleeves. And the bottom is cuffed a little bit, and it's nice and like loose fitting. And so I bought this one for her. And the bottom has, it's kind of cinched right there, and then it has the little drawstring. And she already knows she's getting this because she saw mine in black, and so she said that that's what she wanted for Christmas. And so Luke accidentally took the tags off and washed it, thinking that it was mine, since I do have one. Someone asked if I still got lip filler. I have not had lip filler, I don't think, since like 2017 or 2018 maybe. I think it was before 2018. I could be wrong about that. I recently thought about going back to get some. However, I still have some on the upper lip right here that has never fully gone away. And so it's kind of made my top lip a little bit uneven, I guess. I just fix it with lip liner. I don't really want to spend the money on lip filler right now. I'm not against it by any means, but especially this time of year with Christmas, and we just bought the house this year, I just don't want to spend the money on it. I probably will get some more in the future, and I think what I had before was Juvederm, but now there's so many different types that I really can't recommend like one or the other. So someone asked this question: do you find time for yourself with 5 kids? Or how do you find time for yourself with 5 kids, working nights and going to NP school? So right now I'm not working night shift anymore. I got off of night shift I think back in the winter last year, like maybe early spring. I haven't been on day shift for a year yet, I don't think. So I'm not working night shift anymore. I actually considered going back to night shift for a while. There's a lot of changes happening at work right now, so like that would be a discussion for a different time. But right now I'm working day shift, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a half day every other Thursday. So for finding time for NP school, this is actually a really good question because I get asked this all the time in real life. So the way that my school is set up, so I am going to a private university here in Iowa, and I had a hard time picking schools. I just lived my life down the rabbit hole for weeks trying to figure out what school I wanted to go to. And it was very broad because I didn't know if I was going to go the NP route or if I was going to go the route of science. But I didn't really want to teach, so that's kind of why science got knocked out. So I ended up going to this university because they do classes. They offer what are called, I'm sure like a mini semester is what some schools call it, where it's 8 weeks classes. And so like my master's level classes, just the way they're blocked is very interesting. It's kind of hard to explain because even I don't think I understand it. I just log in and see what I'm supposed to do. But the class opens on Monday morning for that week, and then it closes on Sunday at midnight. So typically what happens is we've been really busy at work lately, but if we're not super busy, I can always log in and like do some reading or something. But when I have my Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then my half Thursday through Sunday off, I'm able to get a lot of stuff done. I don't typically touch schoolwork Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because I'm already working 3/12s. So if I don't have time during the day, I'm not touching it. And so that setup has worked perfectly for my situation, and it has made it completely possible to do it. I know that I could have swapped back to night shift and had a lot more time for school, and that was my thought. If I couldn't handle working days, then I would absolutely have swapped back to nights to do schoolwork during the day all week. But luckily it has all worked out fine, thankfully, because I know that could have not been the case just as easy. In finding time for myself, I just have to find the time. I mean, the kids, their dad was gone for a few months. He was gone for training. And so he just got back, so I just now have, this is the first weekend that he's been back, that he's had them for his weekend. And so I'm gonna have more time, obviously, to get stuff wrapped and, you know, do what I need to do outside of this. Obviously, I'll have Goose here with me the whole weekend, but she's a lot easier to entertain and handle than her plus the 3 older kids. So I just find the time whenever it's there, because I honestly haven't had that much time over the most recent, few months. Someone asked, who is your favorite follower to follow? And you guys know that I love following Kim. I love her recipe videos. Just her personality is so, I wouldn't even say it's over the top. I feel like it just matches my personality. I just don't show my personality on here a lot because I don't know. I think I still have like a small fear of like judgment from people, and I don't know. But I love her. I think and it's Kimberly Wadsworth, if you guys are wondering. Her channel is called The Wads, and I have followed her. I've actually found her from a video when she was trying to name her 3rd child, and that was Meredith that she was trying to name. And honestly, I just fell in love with how she just does not give a rip about anyone. Was it Meredith or was it Wentworth? I don't know. She also has 5 children, and so I'm trying to figure out which child it was. I want to say it might have been, I don't remember. Oh gosh, you guys, I think my memory is starting to go. Anyway, it was one of her children that it was her 3rd child. So if anyone knows which one that is, let me know. But that's how I found her channel. It's because I was pregnant and I was watching these baby name videos, and this is Winnie's comforter, and it's vacuum sealed is the word I couldn't figure out the last video. But I just like her personality, you guys. Like, she's wild and I love it. She's a very comforting person to watch, but she also has these great recipe videos, and she inspires me to get more in the kitchen. I used to be like scared of cooking because I just wasn't good at it, and she just kind of makes me feel like I can just do anything. As cheesy as that is, that's the only person that I feel like I keep up with and watch all the time. Not all the time. Honestly, I don't have time to watch YouTube a ton. But for a while, I was not doing my grocery list without watching her videos because I wanted to know what she was making to see if I could make it too. Like, I think I've said this before, but I think like there's obviously been like a huge, massive shift, I feel like, on YouTube. Like, I kind of just feel like it's becoming obsolete. And people who relied on YouTube for money, especially for like the family style vlogging, there's a reason why I never wanted YouTube, and I was just never comfortable with YouTube or social media being my income. Like, for me, it doesn't seem guaranteed. That's always been a fear of mine, but also it wasn't my passion either. Maybe if it was my passion, I would have felt differently, but I think a lot has changed since back when I started doing YouTube. And obviously, I'm an extremely small channel compared to the people that I used to follow. So, like, I don't even know, like, if those kind of videos even exist anymore, because I honestly don't watch YouTube a ton unless I am studying, or if I'm looking for, like, recipes or something, then I'll hop on there and just kind of see what's there. Updates on Story, she's amazing. She is doing fantastic. You would never know there was ever any issues in the beginning. And like I said, she just started walking, and it was arguably one of like the best moments I've ever experienced. There's just nothing like seeing your child, you know, hit a milestone. This one hit me a little bit different because she is my last child, and she is the one that I've been really able to like soak in from day one with her. And she did save her first steps to walk to me, and that was a very, very hard thing for me to think about, because I do work long hours 3 days a week, and there's times that I've picked up shifts that are, you know, 12s. One of my biggest fears was that I was gonna miss her walk for the first time, and so I would tell her daycare provider, like, please don't encourage it yet. Obviously, if she just gets up and goes, I can't do anything about that. But I panicked for a while, thinking that I was gonna miss it, because the older she got, I just knew it was gonna happen like any minute. And the first time she started standing, I was like, oh my gosh, we're getting close. And then like a couple months went by and she didn't. And then one night I just like, let's just try it and just see what happens. And she took her first few steps to me, and it was just like the best feeling, because I won't ever get to experience that first again. So look at this, you guys. Is this for the kids or is it for me? I'm so excited to play this with them though. This is gonna be like one that I just wrap in whatever, because it's gonna be a shared one. So I need to wrap this in something. Otherwise, she's doing good. And if she walked before that, no one told me, but I really don't think that she did. And so I'm just, I don't know. That made me happy that she waited for me, even though I probably just got lucky. Luke was here when she walked. He did see it, but I was like this and she was walking towards me. So since she said dad first, it's only fair that she walk to me first. So there's also some questions in my phone regarding like the last time I saw my family. So if you guys remember, the last time I lived here, like the first time around that I lived in Iowa, my dad actually moved here, and when I moved back to Alabama, he followed like 6 weeks later and moved back. And so I've been here now for 2.5 years already, which is crazy. So my dad just moved back up here about, I don't know, 2 or 2.5 months ago with his fiance. And so I do see him on occasion. They don't live in this town. They live about a half an hour away from here, which is, you know, a good distance to, I think, to live from parents. But his fiance is really sweet. I really like her a lot. I know she helps my dad a lot because he's going through some health stuff. We just had a really crazy health scare this past weekend, and luckily he's doing great. So I have no complaints or anything. But I saw my sister over Thanksgiving, and we met halfway. So my sister lives in Alabama, and we met halfway at a barn Airbnb in Illinois. And the halfway point home is Paducah, Kentucky. And so we just found this little barn Airbnb, which is like in the middle of nowhere. And it was peaceful. We brought coolers with all of our stuff to make Thanksgiving dinner. We both got there to the Airbnb within about 10 minutes of each other. And I was obviously traveling with 4 kids, and she was traveling with her 2 kids. And we both had about a 7.5-hour drive on Thanksgiving Day. And then we stayed there for 2 days. And it was so nice to just get to be with my sister on a holiday. I haven't been back home in over a year. And honestly, I don't really have plans to go back home in the near future right now. I just have other stuff going on. And so my best friend from back home came up here for my baby's birthday when she turned 1 this past summer. So I still get to see my people. It just looked a little bit different this year. So instead of me going down there, 1 moved here and then 1 met me halfway. So a lot of questions too about the house. And I think I might have to end this note on that because I have gotten through, I think, more than I did in the last video, wrapping wise. I think I'm starting to get close to needing just some bags and things. So this house, this is kind of a toughie, and I really didn't want to talk about it in the last video. We've had some conversations about potentially moving. I feel so ashamed to say that because I, from day one, just fell in love with this house and this neighborhood. And because our other house sold like 14 hours after we listed it, we really had to make a decision. And there's no shame in making a decision and then later on thinking, well, could we have done something differently? So right now we are talking about moving. I'm sure that's going to come with a lot of judgment considering we just got here like a year ago, not even a year ago. But that's because, for one, nurse practitioner school is expensive. I really don't know that I want to have a high amount of student loans to go to school. My current job does not offer tuition reimbursement because technically you don't have to be a nurse to do my current job, so there's no tuition reimbursement at all. So that's one thing. And I would love to be able to pay for nurse practitioner school or NP school a lot more than I'm able to do it right now out of pocket. So we've talked about downsizing again for the next 3 years to give me plenty of time to finish school and us put a lot of money towards it, because student loans are insane. They are expensive to pay back and all the things. I'm sure the people who have them understand. So that's really the kind of in our mind right now. If we move, I would also like to move school districts. There's just some things with this district I'm not really comfortable with, and I'm not one of those parents who I thought I wouldn't be one of those parents who would really dive into or be able to tell the difference in one district versus the other, but boy was I wrong. My oldest is about to go to middle school next year, so if we're going to do this, we're going to have to do it now before the next school year, because I really want her to be in the middle school that she's going to be in and just be there and be able to thrive and have friends and not have to worry about moving a year into middle school. this is a hard decision, and I feel the most adult right now having to make a decision like this. Like, I find it so hard to believe that I'm do you guys ever just like wake up and you're like, I'm an adult and I'm making these decisions that I would hear like my parents talking about? So that is a really big thing right now. If we were to sell our house, we would be selling it in the spring. And I think right now the plan is to list it. So, there's a lot that's going to be going on, most likely. I can't say this is 100% like a sure thing, but I think this is highly likely just for the reasons that I mentioned. I would rather downsize and kind of push us all back together now for it to be financially a smarter decision for the future. So I think that is going to be the plan. I didn't want to say it too early on here, but maybe if I just say it, I will just finally accept it's probably the right thing to do. I don't know if any of you guys have ever done this, but yeah, that probably should have been the life update video that I just posted. But I think I'm done here, you guys. I have quite a bit wrapped. I need to figure out how to reposition things behind the tree and get that done, and figure out how to turn the tree on. But thank you guys so much for watching my first wrap with me. There is a part 1 if you missed it, and then this wrap with me. I'll be seeing you guys very soon because there are some things that I want to film and all that good stuff. So that's it, and I will see you guys next time.